Hi Megmar, this is just an amendment to lesson number 2. The very first thing we're going to be doing is talking about file structure and where each part of our project and finished video actually lives, okay? So we go to Start and we're going to go to All Programs and go to Windows Media Player. No, Windows Media Player, sorry buddy. Okay, Start. All programs, and we go to Windows Movie Maker. I don't know, maybe I shouldn't be teaching today. Okay, what we're going to do every time we start something, you're going to notice Untitled Windows Movie Maker. So we're going to do File, New Project, okay, and that's all we have to do for the moment. But of course, as per usual, we're going to import into collections, and unfortunately we're going to use the same pictures over again. I promise you next time that we'll use some different pictures. You must be getting quite bored. So just left click on that and then shift and arrow down and import the 4 files. There they are. So here's our timeline here. Okay, so now we're going to do File, Save Project. And this time it's going to ask us for a title. Okay, well I've created on my desktop Megmar Lessons, okay, and I'm just going to call it project number 3, and yes, I do want to replace that. So if you notice up here now is project number 3, Windows Movie Maker. Now I'm just going to close that out now, and we're going to do it by opening it up and start again. So we go to All Programs, Windows Movie Maker, and there it is, and we're going to do File, Open Project, and it is project number 3. Okay, this saves the settings of exactly what we have done so we can come back to it later. So we're going to drop in Blue Hills, we're going to do Sunset, we're going to do the Water Lilies, and we're going to do Winter. Now if you notice, most of these are only set at 5 seconds long, so we're going to expand them a little bit. We're going to take them to 10 seconds long. There's 10 seconds there. And then this will take us to 20. This will take us to 30. Yeah, let me grab it again. There, we need the red arrows, 30. And this one to 40. Okay. Now the longer the picture is up on the screen, can determine many different things. But when it is longer on the screen, we can make our progressions much smoother. So instead of doing it in a few seconds, we're going to do it in about 4 seconds to fade through. And if you notice that, it will be a lot smoother of a transition. It will be just floating through instead of being digitalized where you see the pixels. So I'm just going to play this. I know unfortunately you can't see it, but when you start expanding these to a greater length of time, you're going to notice that your transitions are going to be much more smoother. So we're just going to do File, Save Project, and it's already saved it to project number 3, Windows Movie Maker. Okay, now we're going to go back to titles again, so we can just actually get titles from Task. Sorry about that. It's already here on my view screen. Make titles or credits. So we're going back to there, and we're going to add a title at the beginning of the movie, and we're just going to call it My Movie. Hey, for once I spelled something right. Okay, and we're going to go down and we're going to change the font and color. Actually, the blue background will really nicely blend in with the blue background of our first slide, so we'll just leave it as that, so it'll fade through nice. And for the text color, well, let's just for the sake of change make it black and go okay. Now the animations, we're going to go down, and no, we're just going to do add title to music, add title to Bidar. Now what we're going to do, instead of it just being a few seconds long, we're going to make it, oh, let's say another full 10 seconds. Okay, now at this point here, we're going to bring in our first slide actually, which was mountains, and drag it back in for a few seconds. So we'll bring this back down our timeline, and then you can preview it. You're going to notice something a little bit different happening here. My movie's going to stay up, and then it's going to go into the cloud, the mountains and things of this sort. This is something I'd like you to play around with. There we go. So again, now that we've made a change to our project, we go File, Save Project, and it'll automatically change it, save it I should say, to project number 3. So we're going to save this to my computer so we can take a look at it. And see, it says it right there, project number 3, 0002. This will automatically give you updates of every time you change it. If you do it again, it will go 003, 004, 005, showing the last one being this, well, whatever the last one was. So we just go next. Now, I said I wasn't going to get into this, but I am going to show you why there are more choices here. Okay, other settings. Now, it's video or pocket CPC. Now, this is a very, very small file, which means almost anybody, even on dial-up networking, can actually see it without it being too choppy at all. Now, we can go right into high definition NTSC. This actually here puts it into an incredibly high frame rate, but it also makes it a very, 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 very large file. So this is something that we would do primarily if we wanted to make a DVD to send out or something like that. That's extremely high-end visual. But for our lessons, we're just going to go video project for Pocket PC. The resolution won't be as good. The higher we go with high definition, the higher the resolution is and the clearer the picture is. But for the sake that your internet is not fast, we're going to keep it at 201.8 kilobytes per second. And we'll go yes, and it tells you right here that this will be exactly 1.0 MBs. We're just going to look at it and see what it would be in high definition. Now let me see if I can find it. There it is. High video quality. Okay. And again, it's saying that it's going to take up, let me see, quite a bit of space. So we're just going to go back and change that to a smaller file format. 218 is probably the lowest I would go. So for the lessons, we'll keep them at 218. When we come to finalize a project, we will actually make the video much clearer by going to a higher resolution. So we just go next. Now it's in saving moving mode. There we are. There's our movie. So let's watch it. There we are. My movie's coming up. It looks a bit blurry. That's because of the low resolution that we're using it to send right now at just 200 and change. Now if we change this to a much higher resolution, these pictures and the wording will be absolutely crystal clear. But as you can see that they're fading through at a much smoother, easier pace, much easier on the eyes. This is something for what I call just an easy flow to add slides to. Sometimes we want slides to be quite quick, so it's a little bit dramatic, but for now, this is how that is working. So I'm just going to close this out, and because I want to just make sure I've saved this project, never ever ever think that you're saving it too often, because the more often you save it is the more often that it's going to be correct when you open it next time. So I'm just going to close this out now, and I'm going to stop my video recording. Dum dum dum. And we will talk to you later, my friend. Be well. Take care.